The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Hit it. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. It's called the 10-minute drill.
Would you like to rock?
I want to rock right now. Beef, what are we handing out after this segment?
Yeah, stay tuned, Googans. At the end of the segment, you'll get a chance for a prize pack. Features a floral delivery from our friends at Kuhn Flowers. You'll make someone's day with that. And for your next trip away from Jack's, you'll park on us at usapark.net.
I do this golf deal with...
Like the fantasy golf, right?
Fantasy golf.
Yeah, Nate Lashley?
I didn't, and I had some guys who were in contention, and I didn't root for my guys. I was rooting for Nate Lashley after you found out his story throughout the day, and we'll talk about it at length. But bottom line is this: the guy's 36 years old. He's ranked 353rd in the world. He's a journeyman golfer, but he's a journeyman for a reason. He has overcome so much to get to this point, and for him to win was awesome. Nate Lashley, for those who don't know, has battled injury, left the game. And then also when he was in college, his parents and his girlfriend were killed in a single-engine Cessna that his dad was piloting near Wyoming. They were returning home to Nebraska after watching him play in the NCAA West Regional in Oregon. So, unbelievable what the kid's endured. He's not a kid anymore. And for him to win, it was awesome. So that, to me, was one of the best stories. We'll talk about it more a little bit later. But and the other neat thing I like, to put a lighter spin on it, his current girlfriend's name, do you know what it is, Beef?
I don't.
It's Ashley. So if she gets married to Nate,
oh, no,
she'd be Ashley Lashley.
No.
Which I think would be terrific. So anyway, We'll get into that a little bit more. Obviously, we're just kicking around concepts and rationalizations right now. So,
did anything happen over the weekend, Dan?
Today is MLB Deferment Day. I've chronicled all the different deferments besides Bobby Bo. Bobby Bo is the symbol of Deferment Day. And by the way, the Gators have a little deferment payment, too, to Jimmy McElwain. Butters is getting his second of his three $1 million installments.
That's me.
Yes. UF still,
cool.
Yeah, it is. UF still owes Mac $1.5 million after today. Another $1 million due July 1st, 2020, and then a final $500,000 payment on the 21st. So
pretty cool.
It's deferment day throughout. Why is July 1st deferment day?
I don't know.
There must be a reason.
I need to set up some deferred payments, man. I'd like to get a nice
I want a deferred
deposit
payment.
on July 1.
Yeah.
Right in time for summer vacays.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got $8 million.
The big story, obviously, is NBA free agency. We've talked a lot about that already this morning, but we'll continue to discuss it. We're waiting on Kawhi, and then there's been a ton of movement. But people right now are buzzing about Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, I guess late overnight, Reggie Bullock, and Taj Gibson. Beef, what does that do for the Knicks?
That's a lot of meat up front, Dan. It's a front court to be reckoned with.
And Reggie Bullock.
Yes.
Sharp shooter. You know those names by now, and you fear them, NBA fan. Al Horford to the 76ers was a little bit odd.
It was surprising, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
$97 million guaranteed dollars, bro.
I guess after they decided to deal Jimmy Butler, that money was just burning a hole in their pocket. Had to spend it somewhere.
I don't know. So the Sixers lose a lot, but they tried to add some as well.
I mean, they retained Tobias Harris.
Yes.
So they got in that trade.
Yes.
But, Jimmy Bucket's out and Horford in.
So Jimmy Butler is now on his fourth team.
And J.J. Redick out.
Yeah, J.J. Redick
he was
went to
only on
NOLA.
a one-year deal in Philly.
J.J.?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was talk that they were going to keep him.
There was talk, but he's off to NOLA.
Yeah.
This will be part of the Zion Revolution.
Yeah.
Who was more emotional yesterday, Dan? You or Stephen A? Because Stephen A was very emotional.
Probably Stephen A.
Okay.
I just didn't have it in me.
Judging by the text I was getting from you, you seemed like you were hopeful but bracing.
Yeah, I didn't. The worst thing to happen was this nonsensical report the day before about Kawhi and KD joining forces. I'm like, don't do this to me. because there's only two places they could have joined forces, one being the Clippers and one being the Knicks.
Right.
That's the only two places where it could have worked out because they, Kyrie was already set for the Nets, so the teams with the 2 slots, again, the Knicks traded Kristaps Porzingis, and they had to, but they traded Kristaps Porzingis under the assumption that they were going to, this was the summer of free agency, and they got nobody. So all the pictures of Zion, which I understand the ping pong balls didn't go our way, AD, Kyrie, KD, in Knick uniforms are all joke. And the Knicks will be, at best, in the bottom half of the Eastern Conference. And that's it. I mean, it is what it is.
Headed back to the draft.
And by the way, I would say if you're smart, don't get too good. Too good. Don't make the 8-hole. You got to get in the lottery, man. You got to try to get 1 or 2 because next year the Memphis. I put this on Twitter too. I did some scouting for the Knicks because they're such morons, and the Memphis kid, the Georgia kid, and maybe the Florida kid. But there's 4 or 5 guys. Most people feel like the Georgia kid or the Memphis kid will be the number 1 pick.
Now, this is the last year before the high schoolers are allowed back in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This next draft.
Yeah.
This will be the last one for the one-and-doners.
Mr. 10 in all his brilliance says, new fiscal year starts 7-1, dumb A. Mr. 10 is a moron, though, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, we've dealt with him enough.
Yeah, he texted me yesterday at 4:45 in the afternoon, Braves going for 3 in a row tonight. You know what I said? Really? Didn't know that. Thanks for that note, dumb A. Now he's a Braves fan.
He's a big Braves fan.
Good gosh.
It's also huge. I think he liked J.J. Watt's tweet yesterday about the NBA players, trying to see if he could get some of that NBA money.
Some of that cash.
He's a big Watt fan.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
He's a huge Watt guy.
Probably went and got his jersey on.
Got his jersey on.
That's probably what
Watt
he did.
fever. Hick?
Yes, sir.
I don't mean to, pour further salt in your wounds.
Pour away.
Can you comment on the public relations gaffe by your baseball team over the weekend?
That was classic.
Where they accidentally killed 2 guys.
They killed 2 guys. It was the Mets were celebrating the 1969 team.
The Amazons.
The Amazons, 50 years ago.
World champs.
World champions. Beat the Braves and the Orioles to win the World Championship. And the Cubs in the regular season.
Which in 1969 was a lot harder than it sounds now.
Yeah. Beat the Cubs, your Cubs in the NL East.
That was the Black Cat year with Santa. The Cubs were up 10 games.
Correct.
And the Black Cat ran across around Santa, and then it fell apart.
Kind of stared at the dugout, and he kept going. Yeah, that is true, by the way. And so
I hope somebody found that cat and burned him.
They steamrolled the Chubs. They outslugged the Braves, and then they just beat an Orioles team that went to 4 World Series.
Yeah, I was back there.
So anyway, 69 Mets were celebrated. They renamed the street of the stadium Seaver Way. 41 Seaver Way is now the address of Citi Field. They had they did everything really nice, except they had Old Shea Stadium scoreboard on the new stadium at Citi.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was all really nice, except they went through and they,
I mean, anytime you do a 50th anniversary of something,
yeah, a lot of guys are.
There will be some guys.
We've lost a few, and again, it's a 25-man roster. But in baseball, as you know, you'll probably have 35 to 45 guys on your team that year. And the Mets didn't quite do their homework on 2 guys who they said, we honor today these 2. There's another couple other guys who had passed away. And
it was the in memoriam segment.
Yes,
and a couple guys were featured who, thankfully, are actually alive.
Only the Mets.
Still with us.
And then yesterday they put up the big apology on the scoreboard.
Could you imagine if you're those guys watching, oh, damn, I died.
One of the guys texted, or tweeted rather, hey, I'm still here, but thanks.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
For the honor.
I'd be there alive if you didn't invite me.
Yeah, I don't think he got invited. I mean, honestly, listen, I know the 69 Mets. Those 2 guys I've never heard of, okay? So it is what it is. Anyway, some of the things that are happening, the All-Star team was announced. No Harper, no Machado. That's a little bit of a surprise as well. The Mets did rally to beat the Braves, absolutely saving me.
Saved your weekend.
From a despair. unlike any other. All right, we'll turn our attention to some football stuff when we come back. Let's do caller number 3. What are they taking home today, Beef?
Dan, they're going to make someone's day with a delightful floral delivery from our friends at Kuhn Flowers.
Outstanding.
And they will park on us for their next trip away from Jack's with some complimentary parking from usapark.net.
All right, caller number 3, 641-1010. If you want to pick that up, and what a way to start a Monday. That's coming up next.